words is the stuff of dark alchemy. He breaks language apart, shatters it to glittery pieces, then stitches it together new. You don't even know what it is. Are those words? Sentences? Or am I bewitched? In Tomato Red, Woodrell manages it all in the first line, which, unbroken, becomes the first paragraph, by the end of which you are utterly in his thrall. It begins, "You're no angel. You know how this stuff comes to happen. Friday is payday, and it's been a gray day sogged by a slow, ugly rain, and you seek company in your gloom, and since you're fresh to West Table, Missouri, and a new hand at the dog food factory, your choices for company are narrow, but you find some, finally, in a trailer court on East Main, and the co-ed circle of bums gathered there spot you a beer. Then a jug of tequila starts to rotate, and the rain keeps coming down with a miserable, bluesy beat, and there's two girls milling about that probably can be had, but they seem to like certain things, and crank is one of those certain things. There is no breath, no chance, and by the end of that first sentence, which is not even half over yet, you've burrowed through such tumult, girls with teeth like shoe-peg corn and all manner of rich adventures unfurling at your feet. You are utterly, early ensnared. Part of the ensnarement comes through the use of that second-person you. By page 2, by the end of this epic first sentence, our narrator, one Sammy Barlach, holds you wrapped between his two barreled arms. Because, although the book begins with you, it's Sammy who has ended up in West Table, Missouri, and stumbled eagerly into this gang of crank bums, and will soon stumble eagerly into much more. But by using that second-person you, he's pointed the finger at you, the reader. You're no angel. You know how this stuff comes to happen. And, after that down-the-rabbit-hole first sentence, Sammy reminds us again that we are part of this, and we are just like him. Can't none of this be new to you, he says, and so you are his, and you are Woodrell's. Tomato Red is a story of outliers, and, as none of this is new to us, we are thus outliers too. So we decide to go with Sammy, who stumbles haphazardly into the world of Venus Holler and the Merridew clan, Mother Beverly, a slightly worn prostitute, and her two teenage children, the beautiful Jason. If your ex had his lips, Sammy tells the reader, you'd still be married, and his enterprising sister, Jamalee. Jamalee, of the eponymous tomato red hair. Jamalee, whose ragged, raging heart beats wildly at the center of the book. She's the dreamer, whose dreams are big and gold-gilt enough to entice her brother and Sammy alike. Before meeting Jamalee, Sammy never saw such possibility in life, and the yearning is painful for both of them. "God damn," she says, "you know that big rotten gap between who I am and who I want to be never does quit hurtin' to stare across." Jamalee's dreams, however, are made in Hollywood, a place where squatty, shiny fellas in tuxedos are making music just out of sight behind the palm trees. The imagined futures she paints dazzle Sammy, whose world heretofore was only as big as that night's past bottle and fun, but he sees the dark edge. "The girl put bubbles in my spirit with her dedication and hope," he says, before adding, "The world she aimed us at seemed like a child's wish of a world." Sammy and the Merridews are not rebels. They're aching to belong and to find a place where they can belong. For Jamalee, it's a place of tinsel-edged beauty, a world Sammy can only see glimpses of. Her capacity to imagine that world staggers him, and he realizes swiftly that he is weak to her. In this swift, unstoppable way, a die is cast. This sense that such yearning is both beautiful and a trap connects Woodrell to such 1930s noir masters as Horace McCoy, Nathaniel West, and James M. Cain. Life is the rawest of raw deals, and there's no steeper price to pay than the one you pay for false illusions. They don't expect anything but trouble from the square world, Woodrell said about Tomato Red's characters in an interview with John Williams for The Independent. Every time they interact with that world, they're given a ticket, sent to jail, drafted. It's never good, so they live by a separate value system. Indeed, Sammy feels very much in the 1930s tradition of great noir confessors, Frank Chambers in Cain's The Postman Always Rings Twice, 1934, and Robert Siverton in McCoy's They shoot horses, don't they? 1935. Who whisper sweet confidences and swelling sorrow into your ear. Like Sammy, Frank Chambers' life is small until he meets Cora, who dreams of bigger things, sealing both their fates. Likewise, Robert in McCoy's bleak dance marathon tale finds himself transformed, in this case.